exciting. Hello, everybody. I am super excited today. Thank you all for coming. Like, this is exactly when we sat down and kind of had a vision for what we wanted this to look like. This was it. And it was really comfortable and sharing and collaborative and just coming and enjoying being around your peers in the industry. So, first of all, I just want to say a couple of thank yous. First of all, to Steve, who is not here, but just to let everybody know, Steve was a wonderful leader for me to watch and to follow as far as his leadership is concerned, and just such a nice, measured way of dealing with things, which was a nice balance to me. So it was wonderful. And Brad, thank you so much for everything you did with NSBAR Cares. That's an amazing thing, so thank you for that. So I really do want to thank the people who have participated in NSBAR, and that includes, first of all, our committee members, but also the people who are leaving the board and the people who are coming on the board, and our committee heads, both leaving and coming back and engaging. Because I think, and I got this, hold on, Jim, I know, he's like, press the button. There's a glare on that. So these are our, I'm sorry, there's a glare. So these are our outgoing committee chairs. I just want to thank everybody, and then our incoming chairs as well. And you know, these people really do put forth the effort, and they're here to serve those of you as well who may not participate. So I really want to give a big round of applause to all of our volunteers. I want to thank staff, did a wonderful job. Thank you for always being so kind and welcoming, especially when I barged through your doors, and I'm sure you're a little nervous with me coming on with a little kind of overall win. But I promise, I appreciate all of you, and you've been wonderful to work with. Looking forward to that. And Jeff Lasky, what a great team we're going to be. Just a nice compliment of me and him are kind of a little bit of opposites, which are going to make a nice year, I think, for us to take this association forward to what you, I hope, are all looking forward to. So also our sponsors, thank you very much. And thank you most of all to our members who are here. Really, truly, thank you for taking this and coming from your day and seeing what we're trying to do moving into the future. So, yes, thank you. My team who's over here, we're missing a few people, but my wonderful team over here, which does allow me to be here and doing what I need to do, and specifically Heather Johnston, who is my right hand. Thank you, Heather. So this is a great one. My mom is here. My mom is Barbara Byrne. She's an agent, and she flew in from Florida. She is retired. She does give me her referrals, which is awesome. But she came up here today, and you know, who knew 35 years ago when I saw her going through and getting her license and starting her career that I would be here today. And I'm completely confident that without that, I would not have had the successful career that I've had. I've watched her through my life, and thank you, Mom. I thank my 5 girls, but they're all in college, so none of them are here. But they have, they stood by with me all these years, and of course I want to thank my husband, Mike. And I'm not thanking these people to say thank you for putting me here. I'm saying thank you for making me a better person. You know, everybody who I have thanked has supported me in some way and has allowed me to become the person that I want to be. And you know, there's just no doubt in my mind that I would not have a career or be here without my husband Mike, who makes dinner, goes to the grocery store, and supports me and takes care of our family in every single way. And thank you, and so everybody should thank him because I'm here because he does it. So anyway, okay. So I want to talk for a little bit, and this is kind of going to go into the culture and the ideas that I have. First, I just want to start out by asking all of you, Okay, I'm gonna ask you to raise your hands on these first couple ones, okay? And then we'll say no. Who has been yelled at by an agent? Okay. Who has yelled at an agent? Okay, now that one I think I'm gonna say we all are probably guilty of that. Who's hung up on an agent? Who's had an agent hang up on them, right? Yeah, okay. So, you don't have to start raising your hands on this next one. Okay. So who has, you can if you want, who has had a complaint filed against them? I will raise my hand. Who has filed a complaint against an agent? Right? Who's done that? So I'm just going to ask, why do we do that? Why? What's the reason? This is kind of my question, is what is the reason? To make a better industry? Mm-hmm. To protect the consumers? To hurt the other agents? To make themselves feel better? Probably all those reasons. Now, some are good, some are not, some are whatever. But they're all reasons, okay? And so, I just kind of want to put that out there because I've come to this point in realizing that the people in this room, the agents who might be filing those complaints, or that I might want to file a complaint against, are my coworkers. They're not my competitors. And one of my goals this year is to change how, maybe not change, but to bring forth and have this honest and authentic conversation about being co-workers with agents and creating this culture of collaboration. And that is my theme this year, is collaboration. I didn't always have this mindset. I didn't feel this way. This is not something that I was in the industry. I was like, yeah, this is, I'm great. I think everybody's a friend. No. It took me years to get to this point. I really felt like agents were my competitors. And I didn't want to share anything. I didn't want to give them information on how to build their businesses. I didn't want to tell them what I did because then I thought, well, maybe they'll steal it or something. And I know other agents do that too. And that's how I was in the beginning. I couldn't understand why agents were volunteering for their association or teaching. I didn't get it when I first started. It didn't cross my mind. I didn't understand coaching. I didn't understand that real estate agents had coaches or anything like that. So now that's not how I am now, because that would not be a good president coming in. But when did I realize that change? What was it that made me start to think, maybe these people are my friends? And first of all, just aside, is that I've been with 3 brokerages in the last 10 years, and I've loved all of them. Okay, I've loved all of them. I've had wonderful experiences with them. When I left one of my brokerages, I went to a new brokerage, which happened to be a national one. And when I left, it was, of course, a very difficult moment, but when I left, I got probably 100 new friend requests from agents across the country who I didn't know. And I thought, why are these people sending me friend requests? I don't get that. I know, and up until that point, I was not trying to be friends with agents. And it made me think, wow, this is really interesting and unique. And I was like, okay, fantastic. So I went to an educational class, and it was a listing presentation class. And this class was like, you would have thought it was the greatest thing ever taught, but it was just a listing class. But the person who taught it drove all the way down from Wisconsin. And he taught us this class about how he does listing appointments, what he did, exactly what he did, how he'd call them, what he would say. Here was his listing presentation, literally gave us a PDF file of his listing presentation. And I went up to him at the end of class, and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is so amazing. And it was just what he did, and I thought, wow, that's really exciting. And you know what it started to do? It made me start to realize how much I enjoyed conversations and collaborations with my peers. It added a new dimension to my real estate business. I was no longer just a door opener or a listing agent. I was now friends with these people. I would have agents call me on the phone about a listing that I had. And we'd talk, and we'd be friends and friendly. And that was really, really, to me, it's made my life more fun. It's made my life more enjoyable. The last thing I did, which sort of was kind of shocking, who's a member of the Pocket Listing Facebook page? Okay. So this, I had an agent when I moved brokerages, she's like, you should start a Pocket Listing Facebook group. And I was like, what? Why would I do that? And this was years ago. You know, this was like 7 years ago, maybe? It was before we were really doing any type of pocket listings. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do it. So I started this group, and then I started sending all these requests to agents, and they started joining. And I think the agents were like, why is she sending me these requests? And now we have a group, there's about 1,200 people. It's really not a pocket listing group anymore. I mean, it's more about, hey, does anybody have something coming on? But it also is, do you have a vendor? Can anybody help me with this situation? Things like that. So it's become a collaboration tool. So when did I realize, so here, this is going to be, I'm going to be super authentic with everybody here, okay? I mean, I'm going to be really honest. You know, when did I realize that our industry needed a shift in this culture? I was working towards it. I hadn't gotten to the point I am now, but I was like, this is interesting. This was a while ago. This was maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I had an anonymous complaint filed against me. Who's had an anonymous complaint filed against them? I'm the only one in the whole room. Couple? Yeah, couple. So I sent out, oh actually this is real, is that I had an ad that I ran in a newspaper, and it only had the Spaniak team logo. It did not have my brokerage logo. Somebody anonymously filed a complaint. Within 5 days, I got a notice. I looked at it, I said, well, yep, I totally forgot that. Totally forgot it. So I paid the $250 fine. That much I could do. I wasn't going to challenge that. I know that. I need my logo on there. So then it was like maybe a year later, and I got another one, another anonymous complaint. One of my team members in my office sent out a newsletter, or sent out a listing email, and it did not have my brokerage address at the bottom of the email. So again, somebody filed an anonymous complaint. Okay, so of course I get the notice again, and I'm saying, well, obviously, you can't dispute that. I know that that is the rule. So now I'm just feeling like, okay, I'm just going to be really careful. And I was careful. About 3 years ago, I had another anonymous complaint filed against me. And this one I challenged. And this was the Chamber of Commerce posted me on their website and in their brochure as the Spaniak team without my brokerage name. Now, it was not an ad. It was not anything that I approved or anything like that. So, you know, I immediately, when I realized it, I called the chamber and I asked them to put my brokerage name on it. Then I challenged this one. So I went and I challenged this anonymous complaint again, because at this point I'm feeling, okay, something more is going on here. This really is kind of, you know, this isn't right. I went and I challenged it, and I lost again. So I was fined $2,000, and I had to take a 15-hour post-license class 3 years ago. So I was in a post-license class 3 years. Anybody in my class? Anyone? Literally, I think I helped Deborah teach that one. But anyway, my point is what were the reasons for that? Were the reasons for it to protect the community? Because would it have been better if somebody had called me, or had called my broker, called my managing broker? What was the purpose beyond that? And so one of my goals is to look at the culture of our industry and say, we are friends. We are coworkers. We are collaborators. We are people who want to work together to make this industry better. And by treating each other in a way that where we're competitors, it does not help our industry. Now, I believe there should be complaints, and that's fine. But all I ask is that this message be taken out to the community as a whole. We are friends. I want to be friends, and I want to be peers. Let's protect the industry and raise our standards up as well. Okay, so thank you. I hope that wasn't a little too harsh. It's just something I'm very passionate about, and it has brought me to this point of wanting to talk to people about it. So, you know, how did I actually get to here? How did I get to here? And I am going to say, and I told him I was going to call on him today, Wayne. Where's Wayne Peprocki? There's Wayne right here. So I got a call a few years ago from Wayne. He called me up. I didn't know him at all. And he calls me, he says, hey, I'd love to take you to lunch. And I'm like, what do you mean take me to lunch? He's like, yeah, let's go to lunch. And I did. He took me to Wildfire. We had to remember it. It was perfect. Remember where we said it was perfect. Wonderful, wonderful introduction from Wayne, who I did not know, who bought me lunch because he wanted to meet me and just collaborate with me. So Wayne was my inspiration to kind of start this conversation, which is the next conversation. When we were there, he asked me to be a major donor to RPAC, which was our Political Action Committee. And I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what it was. I said, you know what, Wayne, I like you, I trust you, and you're telling me this is our insurance policy for our industry? I can give $1,000 a year. Let's break it up by 12 months. That's what I did. So I was on the board for almost 3 years before I really understood what RPAC is. And I just want to talk for a minute about that because this goes into one of my goals. So RPAC, and I'm not going to go too deep into this, but it's our Political Action Committee, of which we raise money from our agents. It is our insurance policy for our industry. It truly is. How many people worked in 2020? Anybody make money in 2020? How about your hairdressers? Did they? The restaurant down the street? Why is that? Why were we strong? Why did we get to work? I would say it's because of our lobby, our Political Action Committee. So we continued on and we worked. And now it's time for me to ask that question. Okay, so, all right. This year, one of my goals is we're gonna have a friendly competition with Main Street. Main Street always does a great job of raising money for RPAC. And they get 62%, well, at least it might be higher, I don't know. But this is our goal. We are gonna compete with Main Street this year at 62% participation rate for RPAC. So I am actually going to ask you all to participate. So hold on one second. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is our current $1,000 investors in RPAC. There's not a lot of them. Our goal is 30, okay? 30 RPAC investors of over $1,000 this year and 62% participation rate. So I really want to tell you that you can go to NSBARRPAC.org right now, okay? You don't have to make a donation right now. But if you go to NSBARRPAC.org, you can just make a commitment that you do want to donate, okay? All this is a personal ask from me, the way Wayne did to me all those years ago. And I believe it's important for us to give back to our industry and our association as well. So I've talked for I've talked for a while. I'm sorry, this was kind of longer than I thought. If you have any questions about RPAC, you can reach out to Jeff or you can reach out to Joe Roth, who's over in the back. More than happy to chat with you about that. So I just kind of want to leave you with my 3 goals, okay? The first thing is a collaboration and a culture shift. That's where we're taking this idea of working with agents out to our brokerages, out to the industry. Let's go, let's do it. Let's be leaders. Like, be friends with people, enjoy it. Our goal is 62% participation rate in RPAC and 30 major investors this year. And then, here's the last thing I want to ask. All of you amazing agents in here, amazing agents, you all have knowledge. Everyone in this room, whether or not you're new, brand new, or you've been in the industry for a long time, you have something you can teach to agents in our association. You do. I want you to go to NSBARvolunteer.org. I want you to write into that page what you would like to talk about or teach. Casual, we're just looking for a list of names right now, no commitment. If you want to teach and give back to your peers, we want you. We really do. Do not think you don't know what you're doing. Think about giving back. It makes the industry so much more fun than just opening doors, I will tell you that. So these are my 3 goals, which I can't. Enhance our culture, give back to each other, and grow our industry. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to taking this into the future, and anybody can reach out to me at any time and talk. Thank you so much.